So in this video, we're going to discuss oversized systems. What's the risk of having too big a system? And then we're going to do a load justification form. We're going to look at load justification forms as well as other forms of oversized system risks that you would take. And of course, if you have an oversized system and they reject you, then that's just it, game over. All your time has been wasted. So we're going to discuss this fact I went over in the last video where they were saying that you get kicked out of NEM 2.0 if you have what's called a major deficiency. And they went on to say what it is. So if you're missing a single line diagram, which that's not going to happen, uh, if you can make mistake on your on your you know the contact information on the form and the meter number and all that. So you have to, that's pretty easily remedied. You just go through the bill and make sure all that works. But I'd say the biggest risk for most of us that perhaps I didn't think of is an oversized project. And they basically say that is where your system production that you've on the system you designed and you've clicked calculate on the form. When you do that calculation, it the calculated number ends up being higher than what um, your bill was. So we kind of went over that before. You can look at your bill and you can look at what the kilowatt usage per day is over the last year, and then you multiply that by 365, and that's going to give you what your 12 month, what they're going to look at for your 12-month usage. And then what we can do is we can look at this. When you click the calculate button and then you generate the contract, it's on the last download page. You get this number here, and if you multiply this number in kilowatts, this is your monthly um, generating rate. So you multiply this by 12 and you get what you're generating, what your prospective system is generating, and that of course is dependent on how many panels you have, what kind of microinverters you have, and how much shading you specified, and what your tilt is, and all that, and which direction everything is going. So let me see, get this out of here. Okay. So let's take a look at this justification form. And that justification form can be downloaded off the Edison site. I don't have a quick way to, maybe I can show you, but I don't know where that thing went. Okay, well, anyway, you download the justification form. It's in a bunch of forms on the very first part. And then what you do is this, I've already kind of told you how to, there's a CEC, right? This 3488, you see that CEC? Well, the CEC goes right here. And then your 12 months usage history, I showed you how to calculate that from your bill, multiply what the daily is times 365, and then your annual production, we just use that contract figure where it has the monthly, and you multiply that by 12. Okay, so then those fields are all filled in for you. And then it turns out, like, what happens when your annual production is greater than your your history. Well, that could throw you into a major deficiency, right? Well, then comes along the Tesla, the magical Tesla automobile. Well, it's new, okay, and we don't really have a receipt for it because I'm shopping for it right now. Probably in the next month or so, I'm going to get it. And then um, it burns 10,000. It burns this many kilowatts. It burns around 11 kilowatts per hour, and I drive it around. And each week in the winter, I drive it around for 5 hours. In the spring, each week I drive it around for five, and summer and fall, and so on. And it gets me this 2851. Okay. Which puts me back the other way. So instantly with one line of the Tesla, I end up, you know, getting back, you know, my system is back in balance. So let's take a look at another way you can do it. You know, let's just say your wife's mom is going to move in and live with you from now on, and she's got to run the heater all the time and everything. Then, well, you can do the same thing. You could have a new, you could basically say, you know, we're going to run the heater, this and this and this, and or you could say I'm going to get electric water heater and this sort of thing. So you can come up with this is a nice little justification calculator that that we all can use. And let's see, I had something else. So okay, so everything is keyed around the other thing is you have to make sure your single line diagrams all have the correct information in them, right? Let's see if I have a copy of the single line I can show you here. It's well, anyway, I don't. You know what I'm talking about though. Make sure the single line diagram, all the information about the panels match the match what is in the Edison document. It's 2 in the morning. I'm having a hard time talking. Let's see. What's the other one? Oh, yeah. So, okay. So I told you about all that. And, oh, I know what it was. So, what happens if you don't have, you don't have 12-month history? What could happen is you go in, you basically download this affidavit document, and it's on the same list of documents. You can just fill out and say, hey, I haven't lived here. I don't have 12 months of history. I've come up with the best figure I could, and I think my system is good. And then you don't have to do one of these forms. You could just, you know, do that affidavit formula. That's the other thing. And let's see, what else do we have on that? Let's see. I was just trying to figure out what else I was screwing up on and didn't tell you about, and then had to go deal with it. So it seems like the thing that could really also blow you out of the water, and you all can comment this, see if you've done any research, but let's say that you've got this, you want to put a big system up, and it's more than 150% of your past 12 months historical usage. It looks like here that that is just, you know, it's an instant reject. No amount of justification is going to help you out, and that's just kind of my opinion. But I never had one of those situations. So I think this is not going to be my last video. There's always something coming up, but just I think you just need to redouble your efforts, unfortunately, and if you haven't already, and review review things if you haven't already. I spent all day reviewing the stuff I had, and just rest and then go look at it again with a fresh set of eyes. Because if they kick you out, you're gonna be messed up, right? And you'll spend all this time and the money, $94. And I just kind of want to encourage you to maybe other people that maybe if I've done something wrong, please, let me know. I'm pretty tired. And please like this video if you can. It'll give me motivation to do more videos. And I thank you for hanging out with me for a little while. I know I've been kind of rambling on here. And I'll see you on the next video, and good luck with your project. And we're all going to get the NEM 2.0, aren't we? Good night.